Okay, we're going to try and put in some holes up here. So let's take a look at the call out. You got the 2-inch distances, they're 1¼ inch holes. And normally you would just say T watt P for typical. This one's got spelled out for some reason. Another reason why I know this is an ANSI drawing, they use typical call outs. A lot of the ASME drawings now you would call off how many. You should call off how many holes you have for sure. If I got 20 holes, 30 holes, you got to count those out. But if you have a million fillets, you just say, hey, I got a million fillets on here. You don't call them out, you just say typical. Okay? Fillets and chamfers, if they're all over the place, you don't need to call out each one of those. Okay, so we're going to try and pop in the 2 holes. And what we know is it's 1/4 inch from the inside surface underneath to here, which would be an odd way to measure that. And then we also know that it is 1.5 inches over. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try and put in this first hole, and then I would just pattern it 2 inches. So what we're going to do here is go back to my part here, and I'm going to do model, position sketch. Okay, and here's what I know. Oh no, I'm not going to do position sketch. Sorry, I'm going to create a hole. So I want to do a hole coming from this edge and this edge over here on the inside. Now I could go to the outside edge where they come from, but it'd be really weird to do that. Actually, it didn't even look like that. Let me do that again. I could go to hole, and I could go from here to here, but I'm not really given a measurement from that. So what I could try and do is go back to hole, restart this. This edge I know where I want to come from. I missed. You got the surface. Under hole, I want to grab this edge. Make sure you grab the edge, and I'm going to grab this edge over here, and I'm going to try and grab this surface. See how it was able to project down to that surface? Now, why I picked that is if you look at the directions they gave me, I know 2 inches and 4 inches to here gets me to that front surface, and then another inch will get me there because I got to subtract the 1/4 inch. So it's 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 more is 7. So I know that this number is 7 inches. And then they gave us this number of 1.5 inches. And then they gave me a diameter of 1.5. Oh, or was it 1/4? I think it was 1/4. And then I'm going to change the blind hole to up to last so it goes all the way through. Let's preview that, see what we got. That looks awfully close to that edge. Uh, 1.25. Okay, so I know what I did wrong here. Hang on, my tea's boiling. I gotta pause the video and I'll be right back. I think it's recording. Okay, so if you recall, when I did the sketch, I just threw in a sketch and wasn't really paying attention to the exact numbers. Now it's coming back to bite me, so I'm gonna double click my sketch 2 and go normal to view. Well, that's interesting. Where did all my constraints go? double clicking on my pad there, finally. Okay, so I just threw in a bunch of numbers over here. Let's hit the sketch and see what I'm supposed to be at. Well, that's interesting. Why don't I see my numbers? Oh, see, this is why I told you earlier it's going to come back to bite you. You shouldn't really be leaving that sketch 2 in the geometrical set. And I'm starting to have issues with that. He warned you not to do it, and I just continued on anyways, thinking I'm just doing it for a demo. Well, it's coming back to bite me. So let's see if I can narrow down here where I've gone wrong. I've got 4 inches from the inside here, and it needs to be 4 inches from the outside. So this dimension here needs to be 3.5 inches. And then looking at the picture, so outside to outside is 4 inches. From here to here is 2 inches. And I got it going from the inside to this edge. They have it going to the inside, so I got to change this to 1 3/4. And then their 6-inch dimension, well, it's going to be 10 inches overall. So what I will do here is put on a constraint. Oh God, I can't even do it. This is 3.5. Let's just say okay. Let's see what it looks like here. I'm going to find my first pocket, double click the pocket. Oh, not that one, sorry. Those slots should be fine. This pocket over here, I'm going to move the second pocket. I'll double click on that, and I'm going to change this 3 inches to 2.5, so I can proceed on here with the main part of the demo, which is how to put this hole in. So I have that hole in. Once I've made the modifications, it gave me more distance, and you simply select the last hole and do a rectangular pattern. I wouldn't create a new hole. It'd be more logical to do a pattern. That way, if you want to change the spacing and make modifications like you saw me do, it's not a problem. So we'll go to transform, rectangular pattern, and for a direction, I'm going to try and grab reference element. I got to highlight the reference element for a direction. I'm going to go along this line. And 0 or just 1, and then reverse the arrow here, and that one is supposed to be for the second direction 2 inches. Preview that. We'll select OK, and that's how we got these 2 holes in. So I'm going to do the same technique, hopefully, to get the last grouping of holes. So we know it's 5.5 inches for this off of this left side. We know it's in line with this hole here. So I'm going to practice the same technique. I'm going to go back to the model command and create a hole. Again, I know this edge. This is the edge that makes sense to me, so I grab that one. Now, the reason why it got that is I grabbed the surface and not the edge. So I'm going to make sure I'm grabbing just the edge, and then I'm going to grab the edge over here on the top, which, if you remember, isn't even on the same plane. But it's okay, because when I click over here, it's just going to do that perfect for me and project it to that surface because I've clicked on that surface to link to. Let's go 7 inches in this direction, and then this first hole was 5.5 inches, Select OK. No, the size of the hole is 3/8 of an inch. 0.375 is 3/8 of an inch. So this should be 1¼ over, that's from the inside wall. That's 3, 5. Sorry, 2, 4. That's 6 plus another inch, 7. And this was 5.5 and a 3/8 inch hole, which we will use up to last to go all the way through. 3/8 of an inch hole. Again, 3 divided by 8, and hit tab. It will calculate this 375 for you, and select OK. With that hole highlighted, we can go right to transform tab and hit the rectangular pattern, grab the face. For a reference element direction, grab the face, and it will give you 2 directions. I will inverse both arrows and select my spacing, which appears to be 1 1/8 in this direction and 75 3/4 in this direction. So this direction is 1.125, or you could say 1 plus 1 divided by 8 and hit tab, and you get your 1/8 of an inch. We have a total of 5 holes, so I'm going to go 5 holes. Select OK. No, we're going to do second position. We have 3 holes at a spacing of 3/4 of an inch. Preview that. Oh, I did this the wrong way. Sorry, 1 1/8. And then this first direction is 3/4 of an inch. Preview that. What am I doing? We're going 5 this direction. Sorry, 3 this direction, and second direction I got to go 5. Preview that. Now, just for fun, I'm going to show you an additional trick. Am I going up to last? I hope I went up to last. It doesn't look like I did. So I'm going to have to go back and fix that. That's okay. I wanted to show you instance and unequal spacing. So if I wanted to, just for kicks, I'm going to have you do this. Right here, this one, I'm going to change that to 1 1/4 inches. And I'm going to change this one here to 1 1/4 inches. Alright, and then for the next one here, I'm going to change that one to instance unequal, and I'll change this one to 7/8, which is 875. I can't really tell though. Let's go 1.375. See how weird that looks. I can't handle it. It's too weird looking. Let's go 1 1/8. Preview that. I'll select OK. I just want you to know that you can use rectangular patterns and have holes offset to different values. Okay, this hole does not appear to be going through, so I double click that hole and just going up to last. Select OK. So I guess I just need to rotate it more. Yeah, it was just a shadow. Okay. I'll do that last pattern. Let's go back to 875. Select OK. Yeah, I think that's obvious enough. Alright, this concludes my demo on this part, how I built this sheet metal bracket. When you come take the 194 class from me, I'm going to show you a lot easier way. We're going to use the sheet metal workbench to do this. But first things first, we're going to learn how to do it using the part design, get comfortable with the part design workbench in my basic class. Hopefully this was some helpful tips. There's several ways you can do the same thing, and I had you do it your way on the first go around, which is great. You know how to do it, you did it your way. Now I want you to do this same part my way, using my techniques to try out my techniques. So you know everything I know by the time you're done with this, plus you know everything you know that I don't know. So you'll be twice as smart as me by the time you finish this demo. Okay, hopefully this video helps you out and you can complete this part and move on to the next exercise.